My name is Frances Castaneda Dyess, President of the Houston East End Chamber of Commerce. And today is our first ever Feel Good Fridays. We used to do a podcast called Fridays with Frances, and because of this COVID-19 pandemic, we have changed the name to Feel Good Fridays. It's an honor to introduce you to two amazing leaders within the East End business community, Carlos de Aldecoa Bueno with Gulf Coast Distillery and Kirk Michaelis with El Bolillo Bakery. They're going to tell us a little bit, the good wave over there, Kirk. They're going to tell us how they got started with their business, and then also how they're navigating through COVID-19 with their business, with their employees, and with the ever-changing changes that are happening right now. They're also going to give you some tips. You are going to leave inspired because these two gentlemen are amazing leaders in the community, not only good businessmen, but just good family men as well. So you are going to leave inspired, and you're going to leave feeling East End strong. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Carlos, who is going to go first in this presentation. Carlos, you can go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with Gulf Coast Distillery.
Sure. Thank you, Francis. Thanks again for the invitation, and good morning to everybody. Everybody's drinking, hopefully, some coffee out there.
Yes.
So we're a coffee, third generation coffee company, and we got into the liquor part of the business about 4 years ago. So we are at the Uncle Ben's rice plant that we bought about 25 years from Uncle Ben's when they were shutting down the facility, and converted it from a rice mill to a coffee bulk processing operation. And then about 4.5 years ago, I had the idea of using part of the facility and part of the history to create amazing spirits and amazing vodkas and bourbons and whiskeys using part of the front side of the facility and open up the tasting room. So we have probably about 12 different brands of liquor that we're bottling, from vodkas to gins to Canadian whiskeys to rums that we're making with the Texas molasses. So there's a lot of great products that we're doing at this facility here.
Great. And then on the next slide, this is a beautiful picture of your Ben's Den. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, so we called it Ben's Den after Uncle Ben's rice. So what we wanted to do is create a venue that was going to be kind of modern industrial, keep a lot of the feel for manufacturing, East End, and then put a lot of the elements on the wood, the barrels and stuff related to making whiskey. So this is open to the public, or it will be reopened to the public once this passes. We can host about 200 people here. We just bought a food truck that's going to allow us to serve some food. So it's a great venue that we can do private events, we can do tours, or it's just open to the public, I think, Thursday through Saturdays.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I think on the next slide, we wanted to showcase when COVID-19 hit, no one knew that this was going to be as devastating as it is right now. Can you tell us how you got started making C4U sanitizer, how the name came up, and why you're doing this?
Sure. So when we kind of started hearing about the problem and the concern about COVID-19, I have family in Europe, and they started kind of sharing some of their concerns. One of my aunts, as I mentioned to you, Francis, before, had to be hospitalized in ICU for a couple of weeks because of COVID-19. And when I was talking to my family on a daily basis to get updates, my cousin was giving me a heads up as to what we could do or should do to help the community and help each other as far as getting ahead of what was going to be coming our way, because Europe was leading by a couple of weeks on the development and spread of the virus. So at that time, I sat around with the team and I said, well, what can we do? What are the facilities that we have? And obviously sanitizing and is an important element of limiting the spread or killing the spread of the virus. So at that point is when we started immediately kind of shifting our focus, quickly got with TTB and FDA as far as getting the proper approvals to make in a large scale the hand sanitizer. And within 48 hours from thought, we started producing the product and shipping it to first responders, hospitals. We've donated probably over $300,000 of product already to our community, and shipped probably close to 450,000 gallons throughout the state. We're also shipping into California. We've shipped into Utah, Kentucky, Tennessee. So we're shipping quite a bit of product, and we feel proud of the team, the focus they've had on making a significant impact to the community. I've never seen them as energized in pursuing such an amazing project that is not just the execution of the project, but what they've done in terms of helping the community and a contribution of kind of being kind of what they say many times, a man for others, right? Helping others. So it's been a great journey. The name C4U comes from my son. So I'm Carlos III, so they call me C3. He's Carlos IV, so we call him C4. And you, we just said, well, that's, a little bit of, of a play on word, because it stands for caring for you, as far as a label. And our goal is to probably continue to make this label on an ongoing basis for the regional market on the sanitizer need.
That's really great. And we're going to go to the next slide, but I had the honor of coming over and looking at your facility, your staff making the C4U. And Carlos, you were so generous to donate a pallet to East End nonprofits that are still open. And we were honored to give that away. And together we worked with a Texas mattress maker to hand out hand sanitizer and masks to the USO. And I know you're doing a ton of more things. Can you just elaborate on other things that you're doing? I think tomorrow you're doing something big.
Yeah, we are. So we've donated to, everything from police departments to obviously a lot of hospitals, a lot of nonprofits, the Houston Zoo. It's been an amazing kind of outreach that we've done on the amount of product that's been sent out there to everything from nursing homes to utility companies that obviously were very desperate in the product, from a Kinder Morgan to a Shell to a Chevron to Union Pacific to keep the trains running. So it's been really an amazing feeling of helping the community on a very direct basis. We first focused 100% on donating product and getting it to who desperately needed, which was first responders, hospitals, clinics, and nonprofits. Then we started getting product into the retail market. We have it now at H-E-B. We have it at Kroger. We have it at Specs. We have it at Total Wine, Village Liquor. So we've kind of spread the product to allow the consumer. And we started doing, I think we did one about 2 years ago, a drive-through event at the distillery that we've been kind of concerned about doing it just to reduce the exposure. But I think with the proper precautions, we've seen that the consumer still needs the product. And it's not always easy to find at the retail stores. So we're doing another drive-through tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., where 100% of the sales of the sanitizer that we're selling for $10 a bottle will be donated in total to Texas Children's Hospital. And we're doing a similar thing with Brock at St. Arnold's, where all the sales of sanitizer that we've donated to him, and I think we've already sent him about 20 pallets total by the end of the day today, all that is also being donated to Texas Children's. His daughter and his family has been touched by Texas Children's, just like mine. So we're very fortunate to be able to give back to such a great organization. And then we'll also be selling coffee and some of the spirits tomorrow. And the coffee brand we'll be selling is one that we created specifically after my daughter, who was born at Texas Children's with Down syndrome. And it's called Nina, after her name. And 100% of the sales of that product are donated also to the Global Down Syndrome Foundation. So it's a great opportunity for people to pick up sanitizer, pick up some coffee, and support great organizations and causes.
I agree. We'll be there, and we're promoting that on our social media pages. And just like the last time you did this, I think the line is going to be down around the corner. But I have to commend you. You have such a great team. And on the next slide, we're going to start talking about, your leadership, because you are an amazing leader. Your team is behind you, and they've converted their mindset. Can you tell us a little bit about how they changed from what they were doing in the past to what they're doing now?
Yeah, I think I just lead by example. I think my dad is, he still comes to the office every day and beats up on me a little bit, which is good. Never lets me get comfortable. So I think it's good. I walk around a lot. I support the team. We have a great number of team members here that have been with us for 15, 20 years. So we've kind of grown up together. We've developed together. And as an entrepreneur and a family-owned company, we have to be very good at executing and very good at taking care of our employees, because they become almost like family members to us. So I think the leadership by example, the taking care of the employees who are ultimately taking care of their families, and now we're all together taking care of the community, has been an amazing kind of once in a lifetime opportunity that I think everybody is absolutely energized. Very challenging at the same time because of some of the COVID concerns and things that we have to do in the operation. But overall, everybody's managing it really well. We're buying lunch for the employees as much as we can. We're taking care of them as far as rotating in the shifts that they can run while they can also be taking care of their families. So everybody's grateful to continue to have a job. Everybody's grateful that we're making a product for the community, and I'm blessed to have them as a team.
Great, thank you so much. And if anyone out there has a question, if you hover over the bottom, there is a Q&A area where you can ask questions. And actually, I've got one question. Is Ben Den open for business right now for drinks? I know the answer, but I'll let you answer.
Just for the team, not to the public. So yeah, we're not open now. I mean, we've decided to continue to keep it closed. We will have the drive-through tomorrow just for the sale of the sanitizer and the coffee and the spirits. But as the Ben's Den venue, we will continue to be closed for the next couple of weeks, and primarily because it allows our team to focus on the making of the sanitizer. We don't have to worry about the managing the operation or another complexity in the operation at this time.
And another question is Ben's Den open for private events? And yes, the answer is yes. And who could they contact if they want to know about private events?
Yeah, they can contact Sarah. So it's SARAH at GulfCoastDistillers.com.
Great. And then another question is, what was the hardest part of pivoting to a new product?
I think navigating all the regulations, all the federal regulations related to the product was kind of the first hurdle as to whether or not we could make this product to meet the FDA and federal guidelines for sanitizer. Once we got that sorted out and had labels made, we had to get labels printed within 48 hours and obtain materials. So finding the ethyl alcohol, the isopropyl alcohol, the hydrogen peroxide, all the different ingredients that were needed to make the sanitizer in a short amount of time, plus all the packaging materials, was the biggest hurdle. But the team did an amazing job calling nationally, and it was amazing seeing so many different suppliers step up and actually donate labels, donated caps, they donated cardboard boxes, whatever they could to help the effort. So that was, I believe, that the most challenging is getting the supply chain sorted out at the beginning.
Thank you. And then can you repeat the hours for the event and pickup tomorrow?
Sure. It starts at 10 a.m. and it goes until 2 p.m.
Great. And your address is?
5610 5610 Clinton Drive. Great.
And then I have another question here. Do you have to bring on new employees with expertise in making hand sanitizer, chemistry, or did you have to have that expertise in-house?
Well, we already had that expertise in-house from we have a lot of engineers here at the plant, and because we're making, obviously, not only from the coffee side, but from the distillery side on working with ethyl alcohol and blending and distilling and fermenting and mashing, since all the spirits we make start from the grain all the way through the glass. So we do have a skilled team that was already knowledgeable in handling blending and packaging of products that contained alcohol.
Great. And then the last question is, are you supplying masks for your team?
We are.
Yay.
We had some custom-made masks for them that are, mine is actually, I think you saw it, it's an Astros mask that I need to wear more, but we all gave, I think my sister's got a couple different ladies to start making and all these masks for the whole team.
Great. Carlos, stay on the line because I know there's going to probably be some more Q&A at the very end, but we really want to thank you. You make us East End proud, and we're here to support you, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people out at your location tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'm another honored thing to do is to introduce you to Kirk Michaelis with El Bolillo Bakery. If you haven't been to El Bolillo Bakery, now is the time to go visit and support another local business owner. Kirk, I know you had a big event today. Before you talk about that, can you give us a little bit of background of how you started El Bolillo Bakery?
Well, gosh, 22 years ago, I had a donut and kolache shop that had just closed down, sold, because some of my employees were making some pan dulce, some conchas and some empanadas, and they had closed the street in the neighborhood, and the only people that could get to me were some of the guys in trucks and the workers, and a lot of them were Hispanic, and they started buying the empanadas and conchas more than they're buying the donuts. So my guys called me Bolillo, white guy, and we ended up selling that store, and I came over to the farmer's market over at Airline and 610 and opened up El Bolillo Bakery and called it El Bolillo for me. Yeah.
Great. And on the next slide, we have a picture of your bakery, and boy, does that look delicious. That with Carlos's coffee, a good combination.
Yeah.
So this is
Cafe
just
con pan. It's so good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the inside of my store, my airline store. That I believe, no, that's Wayside. That's what I have to look at it. And I started out in a really small store, and I used to go give bread away and in the market, and that's how I built my business, and by giving the bread away, and that's how I created a following there in that area, and been blessed and been able to grow and do more, and we allow people to come in and use tongs and trays and shop, or we did. And we've had to change things up now, but our business has grown. My second store opened up in the East End in a smaller area over off of Woodridge. And then I was able to buy some property and grow and build a really big store. That was my biggest store I opened up, was over on Wayside and telephone right there on 45. And it's been a blessing. It's been a great store and been a great community that's been taking care of us. And we're trying to do our best right now to give back to the community. And today was our biggest day. We gave out almost 20,000 Bolillos between the two stores. And we had a lot of help from the constables in the areas. And it's so funny because I closed down for 3 weeks. And to try to open back up was tough. It was really hard to bring customers back in and get them started to come back to stores that even know that we were open. So the way we did it was giving back again, and it's like a reopening, a freshness. And the first day that we were doing it, I could see in the customers' faces they were a little timid, a little shy, a little scared. And the next day they came back and they were a little bit more joyful. And then today I had some mariachi bands playing outside, and people were just such a better mood. Their eyes were brighter, they were smiling, and they were cheerful, and they were taking pictures, and some of them were dancing in their cars. So I can see that just the whole attitude of the community, I think, is changing a little bit. I think they see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think it's growing, and I think we're going to get there. I mean, Houston Strong has been that way, and my Team Bolillo, has been doing an amazing job working around the clock 24/7 and making it happen.
Great. And then, I know that you did close for 2 weeks, and can you tell me how your employees felt about that and how you handled making that decision?
Sure. I felt I was a little worried. I tried to be a good leader and stay strong and everything, but I tried to make good decisions. I found myself watching TV a lot late at night or early in the morning and see what's happening. And I thought it'd be better for everybody to shelter in place, go home. I gave them a 2-week paid vacation, I guess you call it, but it wasn't much of a vacation. But I wanted to pay them and allow them to be home with their families and to shelter in place and make sure nobody got sick. And if they did, I wanted to make sure they had enough time to know they were sick and not to come back in. And the last week they came back and several of the employees came back, and we worked on the inside cleaning and doing some things, prepping, getting ready, putting some systems in place to make sure that we could keep our customers safe. And then we opened up. We all came around and we all prayed, and they all committed to being at home, being safe, not going out, and baking and trying to make it safe for the customers that come in and taking care of them. One of the ways I did it also is, thank you, Carlos. We've bought several cases of these, and we put it on our customers' hands before they come in. We sanitize them. We have it marked off inside the store to keep customers away from each other, 6 feet apart, and from the showcases. And we also have our employees taking the bread out of the showcase and putting it on their trays. So there's no cross-contamination. They're only using the tongs. They're not touching them or their trays. So it makes it really safe, and it takes a little bit more manpower. So actually, I'm hiring a few more people to bring them in. We have a few people that are out, but it's safe and it works. And I'm in a closet back in the back, and I'm sorry, but if you'd like, I don't know if it's good enough. There's one of my managers, Mariel's been doing a great job. Hello, man. I don't know if y'all can see, but I'll come out of the closet and breathe for a second. But Here's one of the stores. There's the yellow tape on the floor, and there's one of my ladies that are serving. So just so you see, I'm sorry, I don't know.
No, that's
And
good.
there's one of my great managers, Marielle. Yeah.
You're
And I'll
making
go
us
back
hungry,
and-
Kirk.
Yeah, I don't have my mask on, so I apologize. Yeah, but I do have it with me. Yeah.
No, that's okay. And one other thing, your Facebook followers is tremendous. I mean, I saw that you posted a live video of your giveaway this morning at one of your locations, and the last time I looked at it, there was already 14,750 views, and just
Oh, wow.
within a couple of hours. That's
Yes.
just tremendous.
Well, it was. We've been blessed to have a really good following, and I take my hat off to my team. My daughter's doing a lot of social media for us and did, and we're always trying to do fun things and new things. We're always giving to the community, and I've learned over the years that's who has taken care of me. That's who has done this for me. It's not me, it's my team and the community. So we just try to do what we can to give back. And it's like winter right now. Everything's kind of cold and stale and not moving. And I'm just trying to plant those seeds and get ready, because I know spring is right around the corner and I can see it coming back, and my team's back and we're in place ready to go. And we can't wait till it opens back up again.
I agree. And we're going to open up now for some more question and answers at the bottom. I've got the first question for you is, how has COVID changed you as a leader? I know you've already kind of touched on it, but anything new you wanted to share in addition to what you said?
It really has sharpened me up. It really hurt me at first. I was scared. I had sleepless nights those 2 weeks trying to figure out what we're going to do. And then I just kind of reached back to my faith and did the faith over fear, and prayed a lot about it, and got my core team together, and we had meetings and talked about it, and we decided that it was time to open back up. And I should say it's a lot safer here. We were good at what we did, but now some of these guys are great at what they do, and they're really paying a lot more attention, and there's nothing wrong with that. We had to take another step. We thought we were here, and now we had to go here to make it really good. And I pay attention to the news daily, and I hug them. I don't hug them, but it's just, I know that these guys are going through a lot, and to be here and do this for the bakery, for the community. And I'm sorry about the phone ringing, but that's a good thing. But it just made me more aware of everything, and I really respect what people are doing in the city to help, like Carlos and other people like yourself here, and the constables are out here keeping us safe, and it's amazing, and so it just made me sharpen my skills and step it up a notch, I guess. I'm sorry about the long rant.
No, that's okay. And this is a question for both you and Carlos. And Carlos, I'll ask you first. What would be your tip to business owners trying to maneuver during this difficult time?
I think it depends on the specific business and the situation, but I think patience and perseverance. I mean, I think, don't give up, but just be patient, because it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a little bit of time, and you got to be flexible with the team. You got to be flexible with the needs that you have. And it's a little bit different environment. So just hang in there.
Great. Kirk, anything?
Yeah, the days are changing, as he says. I think winter's almost over with and spring is near, and I just think you just need to really be aware of your surroundings and what's going on, and get ready. Just be prepared. That old Boy Scout. I just have the feeling that in a couple of weeks we're going to start turning back to normal again. And if you plant those seeds now, it'll absolutely grow and do a lot better. I promise.
Great. And Anna Guzman, I'm not sure if this is a question, but she just wanted to thank you both for being here. She loves El Bolillo Bakery, and she loves Coast Distillery, and she has very fond memories of both of your companies. So I guess her question is, are you ordering online in the future for your businesses?
Carlos, or me, I haven't yet. It's real hard to order a cake, and we have over 100 different items here, so it's hard to say, hey, I want a cream cheese empanadas or a cuernito, or and I could do some things like that, maybe in specific areas, but to do a cake, and I want a blue and red, and there's so many different blues and reds and styles and shapes and flavors that we do, so it's just difficult on me. And but we're thinking about doing some things online. We've been contacted by several companies asking us to please start. So in the near future, we will do some spec cakes, specific cakes that we'll put out, and some different fun. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And Carlos, are you going to start doing online ordering?
Well, we are for sanitizer. So we added from the Gulf Coast Distillers website. So you'll be able to order in the next couple of days sanitizer and get it delivered to your home and merchandise. So we can certainly do that. On the liquor side, we cannot sell liquor direct to consumer and ship it. That's illegal by TABC standards. So you got to come visit us and pick up your bottle here.
Great. And then I've got another great question is for both of you guys. How have you changed your marketing message? Kirk, you want to go first?
Carlos? Mine, I haven't changed it much, I don't guess. I'm doing what I've always done, but I'm just trying to do more for the community. I'm just trying to let the community know we're open, that it's safe to come in, and we're going to make sure we take care of you. But there's a lot of elderly that are not able to come in, and they're afraid, so they're coming in through the line in the mornings. And I have some of the constables and some of the people have reached out to me and asked me to help some of the churches that are going out to serve the elderly. So we're giving hundreds of pieces of bread away every day to different organizations to help these people that can't get out of their home, that are trapped, I guess you should say, or worried about coming out.
And Carlos, your marketing message?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Kirk. I think we've kind of focused a little bit more on the community rather than on product, on how we're helping and supporting and how people can reach out to us if they need help. So it's become more outreach than product driven.
Thank you both. And this is another good question here. So do you feel that your work-life balance has changed during this time? And if yes, how are you managing? Kirk?
And I apologize. I've got hearing aids in both ears, and I couldn't hear you.
Don't worry, I'll ask the question again. Do you feel that your work-life balance has changed during this time? And if so, how are you managing?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, yes, absolutely. I get up a lot earlier and I go to bed a lot later. And I worry about my team a lot. And I worry about what's going on in the community. And actually, I worry about a lot of people out there that can't get the bread, like Carlos is giving hand sanitizer out to people because he knows they need it. And you do what you can, but you worry about it. So yeah, my workload has tripled, and but my business is in half. So I don't know how that'll come out in the end. But Carlos,
your turn, Carlos.
So for me, I would agree. I mean, I think just the supporting, and as I mentioned before, leading by example. So I've been getting up around 4 o'clock in the morning, getting here very early at shift start, supporting the team. Spending time with them, talking to them, just making them feel comfortable. So long days, a lot of walking back and forth, about 20,000 steps a day between the different buildings that I keep running around and checking on the teams. And then trying to get home as early as I can, just so I can spend a couple hours with my kids before they go to bed. So I think it's a lot more intense. It's a little bit more stressful, but I think at the same time, we are needed to be here, like Kirk said, to support the team and to encourage them and give them a little bit of that, kind of that feeling that it's going to be okay, that we just need to hang in there and continue to support the organization.
Good. And Kirk, this is a question just for you. So have you considered allowing a specific time for elderly to shop at your stores?
I haven't, but I'm up for that. I could, if I have somebody come in that needs special help, or if they'll come up. I have security guards at all the doors, counting the people that come in and doing the sanitizing of the hands. If somebody wants to come up, if somebody wants to honk the horn and wave, I will send somebody out there. My team will be more than glad to come out and serve you out in your car, bring the bread to you. They have gloves and masks, and we'll bag it up for you and do. You can call and talk to them, and one of my employees will be happy to help you and bring bread out to you. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Great. Well, I think that, again, we wanted to thank you so much for all that you're doing. I know that you're all are great leaders here. And this is just one comment from someone that says, first of all, thank you. You are great leaders. Praying for all of you guys. And let's see, in a few words, how do you really feel doing what you're doing for the community? Well, I think we've answered, I think you've kind of like answered, you really do love giving back to the community. We all do. And that's what we're going to continue doing from here on out. So thank you, Rosalinda, for that question. And she was actually at the USO event, Carlos, with us there. She was actually the one who introduced me to the USO idea. So we're just very grateful to her. But in closing, do either of you want to just share another tip of wisdom, something to encourage everyone before they leave? Kirk, we'll go first with you.
I just want to say, I think it's coming to an end. I'm not a doctor, I can't say, but I just have a feeling that things are looking a lot brighter just by what I see in the community, the amount of people that are coming to our store, the disposition of people coming through to get the bread, and just keep the faith and don't be afraid, respect it, don't fear it, and be safe, be smart, and it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. We always have everything that we've done here in the community. We've always gotten through, and Houston has always come up smiling and shining. So please don't be afraid, but respect it, and come see us. We'll promise you we'll take care of you.
Carlos?
Yeah, I would say that the learning, I would say it's related to the community and how everybody's actually listening and paying attention and supporting all these initiatives to try to get us back to life as usual. And I keep reminding my team, we're shipping and doing a lot of sanitizer. I think we've probably done 400,000 gallons of the stuff that we've shipped, but we have to keep in mind why we're doing it. We got into this day one to help the community and get us back to business as usual as quickly as possible. So I think as long as we all stay focused that this is temporary, that we all are going to be okay coming out of this, I think there's a light of hope at the end that it might seem like we're crazy, it might seem like we're in Groundhog Day here, just with like the same craziness happening every day, but I think we're on the way out. I think we need to continue to be vigilant, and I think we shouldn't necessarily relax in the terms of the sanitation, the cleanliness, and some of the guidelines that are out there by CDC, because it's for your own safety. So, I mean, I think it's been a great process, great ride, but I don't think we're out of it yet, but I think we're coming out.
Right. And those are wonderful tips. Again, I hope that everyone listening today understands why Kirk and Carlos were our first guest speakers on our Feel Good Fridays. We're going to continue doing this every Friday. And if anyone out there has any tips for people in the East End that should be on this interview process, please send us an email and let us know. Thank you so much, Kirk. Thank you so much, Carlos.
Thank you.
We'll see you at your bakery, and then we'll see you through the line tomorrow, Carlos.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
very much, Frances.